Hello and welcome to another guitar channel. Another guitar channel is the channel for all those guitarists who cannot play on the instruments, but they love to turn the knobs and tweaks the guitar, change the.
God bless them.
God bless them, exactly. Patrick James Eggle, one of the most known British luthiers in the world. I think there's three of you: Gordon, Smith, Trev, Wilkinson on the other side, and you are like the holy, the holy triangle.
Yeah,
you know.
with a rat pack.
Yeah. Do you remember how did it start? That you got like interest in guitar? You know, did you become like a player first, or was it like building from the first point?
I started playing guitar when I was 12 years old,
okay.
So I was a player first. However, I started getting into woodwork and making things when I was kind of 13, 14. And I built my first guitar when I was 15 with my dad at home.
Whoa! You still have it?
And no, I don't. As soon as it was finished, I realised it was not too good, so I broke it apart and I started again, and I've been doing it ever since.
But did you break it apart in anger or just in some kind of cultural
I just didn't think it was too good, and I thought I could do better. So I pulled it apart and I used the tuning machines and I used the bridge and something else, and I used them for another guitar.
And was the second one better?
Yes.
Was it?
It was.
Okay.
It was better, and the third one was better than the second one.
But
this is the idea. Every one you build is better than the one before, right?
No, probably at the one moment you get to the point that actually you cannot make any better, can you? You know,
when that happens, then I'll retire.
So you didn't retire yet? You're still making the guitars?
No, I'm still trying.
And your brand now, is it only you making those guitars still by hand, and they all, or is it like a couple of people which is helping?
We're a team. We're a small team of 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And is it like a manufacturer that one person doing necks, one person doing bodies, or everybody can do it?
Pretty much. Mm-hmm. There's a bit of crossover. We can all do more than one job. I hope I can do everything. Where I live is mainly in the finishing department. That's mainly my thing.
Mm-hmm. Like putting like all the lacquer and everything like that?
Doing the colouring.
Doing the colouring.
Yeah, and doing the spraying. Yeah.
How many models is in your brand now? How many models are you making?
6 or 7. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Basic models, we've got the 96, Macon, and Oz, and then we've got derivatives of those models as well.
They all going with American old style guitars.
Yeah, that's kind of where we are. That's fair enough.
Why is it that? Is it the British market?
It's just where I
more
feel
interested in those old guitars, or is it like your interest to make those old designs better and better and better?
I really respect the old designs, and it's just where I feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. It's what I feel comfortable doing.
Do you think you built already your ultimate guitar or not yet?
No way.
So what can you improve? Because I've played your instruments.
Always improve everything.
No way, man. They're so well made, and actually they're so beautiful. There's nothing to improve anymore.
Well, thank you. But, I have to disagree because that's my job.
Okay. And you got another line of guitars which are called Cheri Gold, Shergold,
yeah.
Which you design.
I design, and I'm the consultant with the workshop.
So whenever they come in from Indonesia, you check them out.
Check every guitar.
You check every guitar and set it up. Okay, that's good. And they are totally different approach because they mix in Telecasters with Les Paul in one go. From that they are totally different shape. How did you make it?
Well, we've got a double cut and a single cut. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they're kind of like a bolt-on neck.
Double cut looks like a fat Stratocaster, which is a little
like
bit,
a fat Strat.
Yeah, like it's a little bit too big.
Yeah, and the single cut is a bit more classic looking, I guess. So they are kind of hybrid. I guess they have T-style bridges, bolt-on neck, but then we use mahogany necks and we use rosewood necks, and so in that respect, and the single cut is kind of authentic short scale, like an old Gibson. So they kind of sound a bit fatter, but still with some kind of jangle.
When you mention the different woods, is it really that? Is it really like, because you know, there's always this talk on the internet for like since the internet begins. Then before the internet, there was always like forums and people sharing information. Tonewood, I'm talking about.
Yes.
Is it the quality of the wood which is more important, or is it the kind of the wood which is more important? So I don't know. It's really like a big Is there really like a big difference between older body and mahogany body, and you can really hear the difference in electric guitar with the pickups? Or is it rather there is a good older, good mahogany, bad mahogany, and that's going like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, both are true. And for instance, with mahogany, mahogany definitely has a sound, but there are many types of mahogany, and within those different species, there are different qualities and different weights. So what I try and get is a lightweight resonant body, whether it's like a Macon, like a Les Paul style instrument, or a actual bolt-on neck guitar, and we're using Swamp Ash. We always go for the lightest body we can get that's resonant. Okay, and then we always try and use a very stiff neck.
So that's quite strange.
So we're not losing energy of the string through the neck, through like sympathetic vibrations or anything. We want the energy to be in the body of the instrument.
Yeah, because another myth going through the guitarists, you know, is that the guitar has to be heavy, and the heavier the wood on the body is, the better guitar sounds, and the longer sustain is. Now you're saying, I'm not saying that I believe in that. Yeah. I'm just saying the myths all around.
Well, better or worse is a subjective thing. You know, if you like the guitar to be heavy, and you're absolutely right, it may sustain longer because it's heavier, it's got more mass in the body, and less of the energy of the string is being dissipated through the body. But it's a fact that most of us prefer a lighter weight body and a more resonant guitar, and we prefer that kind of that sort of two-way street, because the guitar's more resonant, and while you're playing it, it's giving you something back, rather than just being like a thick, heavy, inert kind of thing where you put the string and it just and it has a fairly linear response. We want the instrument to be dynamic and alive, and to give us something back while we're playing, and to inspire us. So we want that from our instruments. I think that's largely the way it is. I'm sure there are some people that want heavier bodies, and that's great. If that's their thing, then do that.
Play it out.
It's not the way that we build them.
Do you chamber your bodies, or is it like a total proper solid body?
We don't always chamber them. We do sometimes, and we chamber them to different degrees. So I've got a target weight that I'm after with the Macon, for instance, which is between 7.5 and 8 pounds. And so if we have a piece of mahogany that's a little heavier, then we may chamber it a little bit more. To the customer's specifications as well.
So actually every single guitar may be a little bit different, even if they look quite the same.
Yeah.
Outside, inside of it may be a little bit different, because you use different bodies, so you need to cut it a little bit more.
And maple varies in weight also quite a lot. So we have scales in the workshop, and we have formulas, so we kind of know the weight of all the hardware and the pickups, and so we can fairly accurately guess when we're milling the body what the finished weight of the instrument's going to be.
Okay.
And that's the way we do it.
What is the most important part of the guitar which is like involved in the sound? You know, is it wood? Is it frets? Is it pickups? Is it bridge? No. I'm not talking about that. Yeah, fine. Yeah, of course. Hands of the player.
I know.
But getting out the human aspect. You know,
Yes.
no human factor. Just a piece of instrument. Is there any answer to that?
It's the wood.
I don't know, bone nut.
Well, it's everything to a greater or lesser extent, you know. But the main things are the wood and the way the wood interacts with each other, like the way the neck interacts with the body, and the hardware, the bridge.
So it's actually all the pieces all together.
Yeah. So you need to get a good sounding guitar before the pickups even involved. You can't put. But I think everybody knows this. But you can't put great pickups in a.
Some people may not know it.
In a fundamentally bad sounding instrument, and it turns into a great guitar. It'll just be a bad sounding instrument with great pickups, you know. So you do kind of need everything, and then I guess lots of practice helps as well.
And then the amplifier, and then the speaker as well.
And the room.
Electric guitar is not only the. That's what I'm saying. Like electric guitar itself is not the instrument really. It has to be connected with the amplifier to be the instrument, because that's how you play it, and that's how it's like, you know, you're recording it like that. Nobody's recording the instrument.
But we all of us that own electric guitars, I'm sure we all sit on the sofa at home, watching TV, playing our electric guitars without the amplifier.
Exactly.
I know I do.
That's what I do as well. Most of the time, to be honest with you.
More often than when it's plugged in.
More often when it's plugged in. That's
That's what we should be doing. We should be building electric guitars that are louder acoustically. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I know you need to come back to UK now.
Yes.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure for me.
Me too.
Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick James Eggle and his guitars here.